Gyllenhaal's next picture is a big-budget feature, The Day After Tomorrow. The drama, co-starring Dennis Quaid, looks at what could happen if global warming leads to a new ice age. Jake hoped audiences would learn something.
It's huge and fun and it's an incredible ride, and then at the same time I think they're gonna leave going like, oh, I've actually had an incredible time and had so much fun, but I've actually, like, it's a movie about something, so I haven't just wasted my time.
It is also about something real, global warming, and if people come out more aware of that, talk about it, think about it, so much the better.
The Day After Tomorrow's central characters include a climatologist, Dennis Quaid, and his son, played by Jake.
Just stay for a couple of days, just a couple of days.
As the movie progresses, I think it becomes a story about neglect in a family kind of being the microcosm for, you know, humanity's neglect for the environment. And as soon as, in an odd way in the movie, as soon as Dennis's character starts paying attention to my character, things start getting better in the environment as, you know, people and humanity and the administrations and big government start making the right decisions.
Even though the movie relies on special effects, Jake still had to spend time in a water tank.
Hey, Dad! Doing all right, we're at the public library.
There's 700 extras and water being poured all over me and wind machines in my face, and, you know, it kind of created an adrenaline that, you know, as soon as you see the wave, it feels real.
Jake's The Day After Tomorrow character was originally scripted as an 11-year-old. When director Roland Emmerich changed the age to 18, he thought of Gyllenhaal.
I kind of follow his career since October Sky, and I always knew that like one day I want to make a movie with him, and then Day After Tomorrow came around, and it was the first question, you know, when like kind of we had decided to make the kids a little bit older, and on my script, my first question was like, do you think Jake can play a 17-year-old?
I had a really wonderful time with Roland. I didn't really expect him to be as calm and cool and collected and just as kind as he is, and you know, it was just like an unbelievable kind of amalgamation of the weirdest things that you could possibly imagine all put together. And it's turned out to be an incredible movie that I actually can say that I'm really proud of.
The Day After Tomorrow made more than $180 million in the United States. Shortly after it hit theaters, Jake and Kirsten Dunst broke up. Professionally, Gyllenhaal had a busy year ahead with 3 movies in 2005. The drama Proof, co-starring Gwyneth Paltrow and Anthony Hopkins, focuses on a brilliant mathematician, his daughter, and a student. While his character knows math, Jake's talents lie elsewhere.
That was my worst class in school. My best grade was like a B- in math. For me, I wasn't really interested in learning that much about math, you know? I mean, I did look up the terms in the script, but I talked with a few mathematicians that, you know, and surprisingly, there's nothing, you know, and I think they would be pretty proud that I said this, but they're not much different from everybody else, so it didn't really take that much, you know, preparation.
Oh, sorry. Did I hurt you?
Jake's Proof co-star Gwyneth Paltrow originally played her character on the London stage. The drama was filmed in England. Gyllenhaal's next release, Jarhead, focuses on a pre-Desert Storm Marine and his experiences in Saudi Arabia.
We're young guys experiencing this as, you know, actors, and they're young guys out there doing some of the most extraordinary things, scariest things I could even think of, you know? Like even imagine, I'm sure.
That was the film that elevated him to a major heartthrob status. He was naked in a lot of the film. He had this incredibly worked out body. He was playing this young, all-American kid caught up in the distress of the Iraqi situation in the first Gulf War. And, you know, he gave this sort of really energetic, dynamic performance that took him to a new level.
Jarhead co-star Peter Sarsgaard became engaged to Gyllenhaal's sister Maggie. Jake didn't make it through this war movie unscathed. He chipped a tooth while filming when he accidentally hit himself in the face with a rifle. But he had a lot to smile about with his next film, including an Oscar nomination and critical praise for his role in Brokeback Mountain. The story about 2 cowboys who fall in love featured a screenplay written by Larry McMurtry and Diana Ossana.
I've seen it 3 times now. I don't think about the homosexual acts. I think about what a culturally impoverished place the American West is, and I've lived in it 55 years of my 70.
The gay cowboy movie is not the appropriate title or explanation for it.
Brokeback Mountain director Ang Lee chose Jake and Heath Ledger to star.
I decided to go with the younger actors to play toward older in the course of the movies, and I think they are among the best actors in that age group, in the early 20s.
While some actors shied away from this role, Gyllenhaal and Ledger appreciated the challenge.
I play this guy, Jack Twist, who's a rodeo cowboy, or trying a bad rodeo cowboy, and he's a ranch hand, and he meets up with another ranch hand in summer, and they fall in love, and it's their love story over 25 years, and the complications and the struggles that they have after they get married and, you know, separately and live other lives, and that feeling that they have with each other that continues throughout the years.
We worked really well together. We're both very professional people, and we both understood our responsibilities in telling this story, and we're very excited to work with such wonderful material. The screenplay was one of the best scripts that I think either of us had ever read.
It's very daring for an actor of Jake's age to take on such a highly publicized role as Jack Twist in Brokeback Mountain. You're playing in one of the first gay romantic films that Hollywood has produced, alongside Heath Ledger, another young, hot actor. And I know a lot of actors avoided taking those roles, so there was a certain bravery to it. That he acquitted himself so convincingly and so movingly just goes to show what a fine young actor he is.
With a modest budget of $14 million, Brokeback Mountain made more than $80 million in the United States alone. During its first weekend in release, the drama set a record for the highest per-screen gross of any non-animated movie in history.
Jake, I think, is a classic romantic lead. I think the two of them, they make a great couple.
Gyllenhaal received one of 8 Academy Award nominations for Brokeback Mountain.
In the supporting actor category for Brokeback Mountain, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Brokeback Mountain won 3 Academy Awards: Best Director, Score, and Screenplay. After a year in which he earned an Oscar nod, Gyllenhaal made a movie based on a real-life serial killer, Zodiac. It was filmed in San Francisco, where the actual murders took place.
This is one of those films that, you know, you think you know what you're getting, and then you'll walk out with something else in your head. And I think that's the real experience of what it's like to be involved in a case like this. And I think it's like a first-hand experience, whereas other movies are movies about it. I think this is like a true testament to it, and I find that really intriguing.
Jake was the director's first choice for his role in Zodiac, but he originally turned it down. Also in 2007, Jake co-starred with Reese Witherspoon in the thriller Rendition. Reese and Jake started dating in real life. 2 years later, Gyllenhaal's war drama Brothers impressed critics. It's about a military husband believed to have been killed serving in Afghanistan, and the relationship his brother, Tommy, has with his wife.
Tommy could be considered very different from how I might think of myself, but in fact, I think searching for love and searching for approval, I think we all are, you know, dealing with on usually a daily basis, and he just happens to express it in a different way. But yeah, there are a lot of similarities. There are very few places in the world where you learn forgiveness more often than in your family. And you're faced with it every day, and you have an opportunity to forgive, and it's just that deep love. And I think, you know, that kind of microcosm of a family should be brought out into the world.
Brothers co-stars Tobey Maguire and Natalie Portman.
Jake and I met, I think, when we were 18, and so that was, and he's a very dear friend, so it was really exciting getting to work with him finally.
Jake's a really talented guy. You know, it's really fun to watch somebody who has a lot of talent create their character and watch it start to come to life. I remember, particularly in the first couple of scenes, really appreciating the work that he had done. You know, you could tell that he really was bringing a lot to the role, and you know, it was great to work with him.
Brothers was filmed in New Mexico. Jake's next release, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, was a fantasy adventure based on a popular video game. It's about a prince who must stop an angry ruler from destroying the world. While still in his 20s, Jake Gyllenhaal has spent more than a decade on film. The honors and awards he received have laid the groundwork for a promising future.
Jake's career is only going to get bigger and bigger. He's choosing major film roles in major Hollywood films. He has the pick of the crop when it comes to good roles. But he'll always choose interesting roles. He's a very intelligent young man.
I think the challenges are always with the things that you want to do. I think for certain actors, just having people believe in you before, before other people do, before the masses do, that someone will take a chance. That's what it's about.
Thank you for watching this Jake Gyllenhaal edition of Movie Star. Join us next time for another inside look at your favorite stars of the big screen.
Then I'll keep doing it, and then I'll find another vocation later on.
Coming up on Movie Star.
My whole family's in the business. Since they're in the business, I'm in the business. It's that simple.
Jake Gyllenhaal.